Hi, Yanty. I'm going into the kitchen and make some scrambled eggs. I apologize. I goofed. I wanted to take this with me to McDonald's. Please forgive me, honey. But I will have coffee and scrambled eggs and toast for you, honey. You look beautiful in that dress, honey. Thank you for changing your Facebook picture. I really love it. I do. And everybody else I've shown it to, all my friends in Cambridge.
Looks like she's really having a fine time.
Yeah, it looks like you're really having a fine time, so
Really happy.
you're really beautiful. And I love you. And thanks for the latest pic, too. That was good, too. I love them both. Thank you. Here's Mom. Mom Enid. Good morning, Mom Enid. Talk to Annie.
Hello.
Hey, let's Skype her. Let's Skype her. You want to talk? Might be kind of problem here, but we'll Skype you sometime here, Yanny, when we're in the other place. Seems that when we're closer to that thing, we do better.
This thing is, in the picture, it looks, makes this room.
Oh, you like that picture?
It makes this room a lot better.
She's got pictures of you from our videos.
Really?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Sure, other products are leading the edge, but that's only part of the problem.
We're going to be working on the. We're going to be working upstairs in the red room. Keep putting in the carpet. I got real sick and stuff.
What did you do?
Oh no, I just got to tap it right here. And I'll be back. Maybe I should put the plug in here.
Well, why don't you put a meat?
I gotta make scrambled eggs. I'm making scrambled eggs, or do you want? Okay.
Can you do them without being scrambled?
Okay, I'll bring her in. Yeah, I'm gonna make scrambled. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take Yanny with me because I gotta watch the monitor here. But say bye, Mom, until we get back.
Bye.
Honey, I had to do it because I have to monitor the machine here. I'm going to make scrambled eggs, honey. Okay? Hallelujah. All right. Okay. So, get my eggs out. I know. Unfortunately, in Ferguson, Missouri, National Guard troops are called out.
And they were shooting at police officers, responding with tear gas to clear the streets last night. Welcome, everybody. Brand new hour and same story in Ferguson, Missouri. Again, last night. Welcome, everybody, to Hour 2 of America's Newsroom. I'm Martha McCown.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. Governor Jay Nixon earlier today calling in the National Guard after the situation spirals out of control yet again. Several people said to be in custody overnight. Meanwhile, we're finding out about a private autopsy conducted by Dr. Michael Bond at the request of Brown's parents. Dr. Bond was with us last hour here in America's Newsroom talking about the decision by the Attorney General Eric Holder to now order a third federal autopsy.
The federal government is getting involved. They're going to take some action. The president is involved. And in all fairness, they want to know that they did their own independent autopsy and are not relying on the local county or the medical examiner that was engaged by the parents. I think that's appropriate, but it's certainly unusual.
Joining us now is Missouri's Lieutenant Governor, Peter Kinder. Lieutenant Governor, welcome. Good to have you with us here this morning. Of course. This National Guard decision that you all have made, tell us a little bit about how that's going to work.
Well, the National Guard had to be called in last night to restore order. First of all, I want to say,
I had to clean it out. I thought it was a little not well cleaned by me. So I did some, cleaning out here. But I'm ready to go, honey. Good to go, and put it on the stove. I love this thing because it's easy to get the stuff out. A little bit harder with the scrambled eggs, but doable. Okay, honey, we're gonna make scrambled eggs. I've got my large eggs here. And, you know, I have to have the trash can on this side, so hope you enjoy the film. And I'll have coffee, McDonald's for you, honey. So don't you worry about that. I can put about 6 in here. Tomorrow I'll probably have shredded wheat, and Mom will have oatmeal with peaches. I've got to be careful myself.
All of us were thunderstruck by the pictures we saw. I mean, the over-militarization, the MRAPs rolling in, the guns pointed at kids in the street. All of that, I think, instead of ratcheting down, brought emotion up, and that's why I made the unique decision to bring in our highway patrol.
Very critical, really, of the local police and how this has been handled, and you suggested that in your first comment here as well.
Well, but what about the communication that Missourians have a right to expect between all
Stirring, honey. Stirring with my
office of the chief executive of
stir. We got a robot that stirs too, honey. I'm eager to try it out. And it runs by itself. So.
When the highway patrol came in, we were all hopeful. There was a celebratory mood on the street that night. We had one night of peace, and that's basically been the only night of peace since this started 8-9 days ago.
Love you.
So, some folks have been behind the curve on responding and been late and been reactive instead of being proactive and demanding communication that Missourians have a right to expect from all levels of law enforcement on this case.
And why do you think that was? I mean, there just was not the anticipation, I guess, that this was going to spiral, feeling maybe initially that this could be handled at the local level?
Well, who knows, but that apparently was the response from the office of the chief executive in Missouri, the governor, to watch from 2 hours away and be on the phone instead of assuming direct line responsibility for the public safety of the citizens of Missouri. It's been tentative, it's been reactive.
It's stirring it now, honey.
And it's been late. I don't know why we had to wait until Saturday afternoon
I'll bring you
to
over
declare a
here.
state of emergency and a curfew should have been in effect several days before. But the curfew should be enforced. It must be enforced, and if anything, I think it probably should be moved up in the hour of the evening from midnight that it was announced to a couple hours earlier, and to clear the streets so that the kind of stuff we saw last night does not continue.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that, and others seem to feel that way as well. Lieutenant Governor Enid, thank you very much for being with us today. We'll hope to speak with you in the near future, and best of luck to you all in restoring peace in your state.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. A lot of answers we don't have right now. We'll get a few more, though, in about 25 minutes. Dr. Michael Bond will hold a press conference live in St. Louis, Missouri. We'll cover that for you. A lot of things that we talked with him about last hour. And very revealing about these 6 gunshots, all from the front, 4 in the arm, 2 in the head, and there's this ongoing question about whether or not these eyewitness accounts are accurate or not, and how much can you conclude or disprove based on a laptop. You can't, essentially. And there's so much information that he was not entitled to. But we'll get some answers coming up here again when we take that live.
That's coming up straight ahead. We'll bring you that as soon as it happens.
In the meantime, Fox's alert now. The first successful counterattack against Islamic militants is underway. Iraqi security forces regaining control of the country's largest dam. This after U.S. and Iraqi airstrikes pounded the area over the last few days. According to a senior U.S. defense official, the fighting for the Mosul dam, though, is not over yet. National
I had to put the fan on so I can cook this okay. So, stirring away here, honeys. Stirring away. It's looking real good. sure here. What you think, honey? We're good? See the warmth of that. Wow. I'm still here, honey. And take this out to Mom. What's this food product? You will! We'll put the toast on. You want to come out?
helps increase airflow from the lungs for a full 24 hours. And Brio helps reduce symptom flare-ups that last several days and require oral steroids, antibiotics, or hospital stay. Brio is not for asthma. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. It is not known that this risk is increased in COPD. Brio won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden COPD symptoms that should not be used more than once a day. Brio may increase your risk of pneumonia, thrush, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Brio.
Ask your doctor about the REO for COPD.
First prescription free at mybrio.com.
Hi, I'm William Devane. You've heard me talk about how smart it is to buy gold, but you know what else is smart? Silver. There's a growing global demand for silver, so don't miss out. I buy my silver from Roslyn Capital. Buying silver is accumulate wealth for thousands of years and a great way to start investing. There are silver coins, silver bars, and even
We gotta bring Yanni out here.
and Roslyn has them.
Come on, Yanni.
And with Roslyn, you're always guaranteed the best
Yanni, you're part of the family.
and best customer service around. I hope that you will too. So when it comes to buying gold,
Bless our food, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right.
Call 800-370-8200.
Get the butter on the...
800-370-8200.
You need a knife, don't you?
Admit it, you never thought you'd see this day. The day you could walk without shooting pain in your back. All because you took the first step in Ed Surgery at Laser Spine Institute. The experts in outpatient minimally invasive neck and back surgery. All it takes is an incision less than 1 inch and you'll be up and walking within a few hours of surgery. And there is no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for a free MRI review.
I woke up in recovery and there was absolutely no pain at all. It's amazing. Now I can go anywhere. Laser Spine Institute gave me my life back. I'm still going strong today because of it.
You've been told you might need
Money, money.
surgery, call
Coffee, honey. Here you go.
Steph for a free MRI review.
Mom, messy mom.
To a lifetime of living.
Yeah,
Laser
that's
Spine
everything I
Institute.
do.
Messy mom.
Minimally invasive spine surgery.
So we are about 14 minutes away now from the news conference that will take place in that room. It's going to be the family of Michael Brown with Dr. Michael Baden, who performed the new autopsy on Michael Brown and has new details about what he learned from that. This, as another night of chaos unfolds in Ferguson, Missouri last night. The police say that they were forced to use tear gas to clear the streets last evening after protests turned violent yet again. Hours before the state-imposed curfew of midnight. We talked to Lieutenant Governor a little while ago. He feels like it should be more like 10 o'clock at this point. Marchers throwing Molotov cocktails, firing shots at the officers, looting again of several stores.
That's
A former
bad.
NYPD police commissioner says that while some police tactics may have been extreme in this whole story, he says that the behavior that we're seeing by some of these protesters simply cannot go unchecked.
Oh, they don't do that just for...
Humvees out there in the front to have assault weapons in the front when the people out there they weren't armed, they had their hands up in the air. That's been over the top, but you cannot let people take over the city,
What?
destroy private property,
You need a
property,
knife.
assault
Oh,
people,
you need.
throw Molotov
Here, you need a
cocktails,
knife. Oh, wait a minute.
and that's what's
Get your
happening.
claw.
Mark McClure is the founder of Citizens for Self-Governance. Jamu Green is the former president of the Women's Media Center and a Fox News contributor. Welcome to you both. Jamu, let me start with you on this. You heard Bernard Carrick. Do you agree with them?
Well, Martha, if I am in trouble, I will certainly call the police. And we have to keep in mind that they make split-second decisions under very tense and rapidly evolving circumstances. But the police in Ferguson, Missouri, they made themselves the enemy, not just by the shooting of Michael Brown, but by presenting themselves as an invading army. I think we have to keep in mind they have a responsibility to keep
Molotov
the peaceful
cocktails.
protesters safe. Instead, they arrested
No, take the
them.
other one.
They have a
Oh, that's all right.
responsibility to keep the media safe. Instead, they strong-armed them and they arrested them. something has to change when the streets of a city in America look like a war zone, and especially when the types of weapons and the tanks that they are giving, they haven't even been trained on how to do this.
I think Bernard Carrick agrees with you on the over-militarization of the initial stages of all of this. They've now brought in the National Guard, and we'll see if that changes the tone on the streets there. Mark, your thoughts?
Well, I think Jamu and I and Carrick are generally in agreement. I mean, I don't like the over-militarization of the police in general. However, we have to remember the first job of the police is to keep people safe. You have rioters and
No, it isn't.
destroying private
To keep
property,
peace,
grocery stores,
not safe.
attacking people who had nothing to do with this incident in the first place. And most of the people in that community are peaceful, law-abiding citizens. They want to live the way all of us want to live, in a safe and peaceful society, safe and peaceful community. And it's up to the police to create that kind of a peace. But coming at people highly militarized, that's not going to help it.
I mean, they need to get these, outsiders that we've heard so many reports of, Jamu, out of here. And the people who are agitating and who are looting and who are really creating the biggest threat to, the law-abiding citizens of Ferguson, they need to be removed from this situation.
No, I can't. I'm using cinnamon.
Agree?
Well, two wrongs certainly don't make a
You know
right,
that.
Martha, and if the Ferguson Police Department hadn't overreacted, I suspect that this would have been over days ago, and a more detailed conversation about what are the solutions to the anger that is out there within the African American community about the problem within our criminal justice system. We could have had a more calm conversation. I think this is about solutions. We need to put body cameras on every single police officer. We need to make sure there are cameras in those cars, because we show that
Yes,
when you
I
have
agree
those
with
cameras,
that.
there's a 50%
We should have
decrease
cameras in the car.
Basically excessive force by police. There are solutions that should be talked about, but I think it's clear to everyone who is watching their televisions today and over the past few days that the Ferguson police overreacted, and I'm surprised that this police chief still has a job.
You know, the town is in danger. They can't open the schools. They have stores that have had to shut
For the
down, and they may
town's
never
sake,
reopen in
the
Ferguson.
police
That
chief
makes a
should
lasting
resign.
impact on a city,
You know?
What can be done in your
step
estimation at this
aside.
point, now
Yeah.
that the National Guard is in town?
Because he can't
First,
function.
we have to restore order. I think it's important
can't
to look at
function.
the history of Ferguson. Ferguson is
You know?
actually one of the
Why?
most well-integrated
Because he
municipalities in
messed-
the entire
I
state
don't
of
know.
Missouri. That's really important.
They
to know.
showed
have a
something that
good
wasn't
starting
quite
place. They've been living
relevant
together for a
to
long
the
time
actual
in a really peaceful
arrest
way. So it's
and
a
shooting.
great place to be having this discussion. We restore order.
I mean,
agree with you.
the
Get
kid
discussion
looted,
going, and all of
okay?
those officers should have body cameras
But-
and car cameras.
Yeah, and we need
Had nothing
very
to do with
strong
the
leadership
shooting, though.
on all sides,
Everybody's saying
in
that he
this-
raised
in
his
this
hands.
Really difficult time, heartbreaking.
And
to
on
see
his
what's
knees, and then he
unfolding
got
on
shot.
the streets of this American city. Jamu, Mark, many thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Martha.
So Dr. Bond's up at 9 minutes live. In the meantime, new concerns the U.S. is at greater risk for attacks than ever. Why a top lawmaker says the U.S. is now in more danger than prior to September 11th. Plus, for these guys, just another day at the office. Yes, sir.
Keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
Oh, Mom. Don't touch it, I'll vacuum.
Diet can negatively impact good bacteria.
Even if you're healthy and active. The Phillips Digestive Health Support is a dual probiotic that helps supplement good bacteria found in 2 parts of your digestive tract.
I'm doubly impressed. Phillips Digestive Health, a daily probiotic.
Starting Friday at Joseph A. Bank, it's half off. Plus, your third item is
Mama.
That's a huge selection
Huh?
of shirts, ties, pants, polos, and shorts.
Yes.
Mix and match. Half off, and your third item is free through Monday. Only
You didn't hear me.
at Joseph A. Bank.
I get a lot of emails and letters asking for my opinion about reverse mortgages.
Amen.
My opinion is based on the facts.
Oh, yeah, we pray for Mike, Dan, and Gail, and the family, in Jesus' name, and Yanni's family, which will be my family, and Mom's family. In Jesus' name, amen.
You see, there's a lot of money just sort of sitting in your home, and AAG can help you use that equity to pay off some bills, eliminate your existing mortgage, fund your retirement, and live a better life.
Call 1-800-957-4776 now and receive an info kit including a reverse mortgage guide, DVD, and a new family guide.
AAG offers a range of reverse mortgages, and they'll help you find the one that best suits your family's needs. You can even get a line of credit that grows over time and allows you to use the money whenever you need it. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Call to find out how much cash you may qualify for. Call 1-800-957-4776.
Hey, AG.
I think one problem with your battery and the old one, it goes out too quick.
Did you ever get
The battery and the old one. I'm going to get you a new one. Try to get you a new one, okay?
Liberator Medical has so many new and innovative catheters to choose from, like the pre-hydrating.
I'll see if I can do that. That might be a better computer then.
The compact catheters for women, the closed system travel catheter,
How's
the
that
red
you?
rubber catheter.
No, mine's good. My battery's good.
Call for your free catheter
It doesn't go out so quick as this, the other one.
1-800-381-1777.
Israel-Gaza conflict. Can a truce really happen? And what does the future hold for the war-torn region? Rick Santorum is in Israel with updates. Don't miss Your World tonight.
I think I might go to the battery shop. Yeah?
Someone wanted to make it look like an accident. Where were you the night Danny disappeared?
Is there something you want to tell me?
Stay away from me.
My son. In my own son's murder.
You want to find who you're looking for. Don't want another kid dead.
I don't want to watch that.
Stamps.com is the best. I don't have to leave my desk and get up and go to the post office anymore.
With Stamps.com, you can print real U.S. postage for all your letters and packages.
I have exactly the amount of postage I need the instant I need it. Can you print only stamps? No. First class?
Priority mail certified, international.
And the mailman picks it up.
I don't leave the shop anymore.
Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
We are about 5 minutes away from that news conference that's going to take place in Ferguson. We're going to be bringing you there live in just a moment. But in the meantime, a California woman says that she loves giraffes, but apparently the feeling is not mutual. Police say that she climbed over a fence into the giraffe habitat in the zoo in Madison, Wisconsin, and that she was trying to get over the second fence when the giraffe, whose name is Wally, turned around and licked her and then kicked her in the face. Zoo staff say that the woman's lucky to have only minor injuries, since giraffes actually are capable of taking down lions. And insult to injury, the woman facing a fine of nearly $700. I think that's how giraffes kind of say hey, you're kind of cute and get to know you. A lick and a kick in the face. Maybe you liked her.
I'd get a picture of that. Right? Make that her page.
I wonder it's like.
Roll it. As the U.S. helps Iraqi forces fight to take back control from Islamic terrorists, some believe the rise of ISIS has put our country in greater danger than ever. Here's the House Intel Committee Chairman Mike Rogers saying the group is even more threatening now because it's a terrorist organization with an army. Rogers on CBS.
Auntie, we better move to your place.
We're in greater danger now than perhaps we were before 9/11? I do, again, only because the threat matrix is so wide and it's so deep. We just didn't have that before 9/11.
Chuck Nash, we got it now. Good morning to you, former U.S. Navy captain and Fox News military analyst. How are you, sir?
Want an orange, honey? I got an orange. One last orange. I need to get some.
Trying to accomplish the same thing.
We're not doing too bad, but they could do, I want to maintain and survive until next week.
And that is, it's radical Islam. And it is the common denominator.
Annie, I got a surprise for you. I want to make sure it works, though, before I tell you, and not look like an idiot.
The fact is, it is
right, Mom?
And we have to start
right, Mom?
Put it back into our training materials.
Pretty confident
it's
okay.
It's been since removed. And start treating the disease instead of treating the symptoms. And that's what we do now. We're treating the symptoms because we refuse to acknowledge the disease.
Hey, here's what Roger said. He says you need to go after
You want
ISIS,
any
but
more
you
for
don't need to
breakfast,
stop
Mom?
there.
You
need
satisfied?
In the Arabian Peninsula, that would be examined.
Okay.
That's been happening
Good. That
with
makes
those
me
drone
feel
strikes there.
Yeah.
But he also mentioned Boko Haram in the same group. That's the group in Nigeria that kidnapped those 300 schoolgirls.
Exactly. And again, they all share one common thing, and that is radical Islam. So they're going to keep coming. Groups are going to keep popping up. They're going to vie within their community.
I don't remember taking medicine
to be who is the truest follower. But they're going to become more militarized, and in fact,
I guess I did.
This group,
You gave me
ISIS,
mine.
ISIL, IS,
in their current incarnation.
Well,
they have billions of dollars now that they've got. They're earning hundreds of
get
millions
organized
of
here.
dollars.
I got to
a week
call the
selling
medicine
robbing,
shop.
they knocked over a bank in
And,
Mosul. So they've got plenty of money. They can now move out beyond anything that even Al Qaeda was capable of doing by self-financing with all of that money, and then taking some of these guys who are no longer afraid of combat because they've been in active combat,
that doesn't
take them
cause your
with their
heart
European and U.S. passports and send them anywhere in Europe or the United States.
That's true, and that's
slips right under the radar.
Indeed, that's the golden path. That's the golden ticket, you know, as well. Final question, though: we've seen them be able to take territory. Do we know if they can hold territory? Because our airstrikes, backed up by the Iraqis and Kurds, apparently have taken back that dam.
Well, ISIL was at one point Al Qaeda in Iraq. And what happened was the Sunni uprising, where the tribal elders of the Sunni tribes threw out those guys. So they went over to Syria and started up this group, ISIL. Well, this time when they came back and they came into the territory, one of the things they're doing is they're killing the tribal elders so that they won't rise up against them again. So the longer they stay in there, the longer they can hold that territory. But to your point, they've stuck to roads and key infrastructure items, and those things, because of that, we can roll them up if we have ground forces to force them to get into dense enough patterns that we can then use our air power to annihilate them. They fight like an army, they die like an army.
You wonder if this argument, this debate is changing now. You've got Republicans and a lot of Democrats, frankly, saying we should go after them. Sir, thank you for your time.
It's a worldwide threat.
Captain, thank you. We'll talk again.
We are just minutes away now from a news conference in Missouri where the parents of Michael Brown and Dr. Michael Baden are expected to step in front of those microphones in just a few minutes. They will talk about the results of the private autopsy that Dr. Baden conducted. We spoke with him earlier. We'll be watching to see what new developments come out of this. The National Guard now called in to try to restore some law and order on the streets of Ferguson after another very rough night.
In order to get justice, we need peace. Those are both intertwined here, and we look forward to keeping the peace and getting justice.
I'll never forget that moment. The moment I realized I was overweight and I needed help. I remember thinking, I don't want to be this anymore. I was 50 pounds overweight. 50. I needed to do something about it. But what? I called Nutrisystem, the best option for me.
And now, with Fast 5 from Nutrisystem, you can lose weight fast. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back, guaranteed.
I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem, and it's completely changed my life for the better.
Order your 28-day My Weight plan right now, including Fast 5. Get 1 week of specially designed meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes free.
Nutrisystem helped me get my life back, and 7 years later, I'm still a believer. Don't wait. Call now and make today the moment when you start looking and feeling great.
Call 888-604-SIZE and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
This is Sadie. You may not know it to look at her, but her life was in danger before she was born. An ultrasound revealed a rare and dangerous condition that locked her joints. With a natural childbirth being potentially fatal, young first-time parents had to face some painful decisions. Fortunately, Sadie's family came to Shriners Hospitals for Children and found the reassurance, answers, and hope they needed. Today, Sadie's 4, and she not only walks, she runs, and her legs are getting stronger every day. Her little hands still have some trouble grasping, but with weekly therapy and more operations, Sadie will be getting better. And in time, Sadie will play sports and will dance with her dad when she gets married. Care like this doesn't come from an ordinary hospital. It comes from love and the generosity of the thousands of people who support Shriners Hospitals for Children. Your donations allow us to improve the lives of over 120,000 families each year. Your $19 monthly gift helps us provide some of the finest pediatric care available anywhere, regardless of the family's ability to pay.
The biggest joy is watching Sadie transform from a baby who was born without the ability to move any part of her body into a child that can jump on a trampoline and run through the yard.
These are the kinds of miracles your donations to Shriners Hospitals bring. Take a moment right now to call or go online. With your pledge of just $19 a month, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket with our thanks. And the thanks of all the families you help through your gifts to Shriners Hospitals for Children.
My daughter walks today because of Shriners Hospitals.
Please, call or go online today.
The family of Michael Brown, any minute now, expected to hold a news conference. They're going to discuss the preliminary results of the private autopsy that they requested. It was conducted yesterday by forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden, who joined us here in America's Newsroom last hour. That's just moments away.
Meanwhile, Missouri's Governor Jay Nixon calling in the National Guard after another night of violent clashes. Tensions were inflamed over the weekend after police released surveillance video that appears to show Michael Brown robbing that convenience store and roughing up the cashier. Governor Nixon says the video should never have been released. He argued that on Sunday.
We certainly were not happy with that being released, especially in the way that it was. It appeared to, cast aspersions on a young man that was gunned down in the street. It made emotions raw.
Rod Wheeler is a former Washington, D.C. homicide detective and a Fox News contributor. Rod, hello to you and good morning. I know you were just down there in Ferguson, Missouri, now back in Washington, D.C. What did you pick up on what the strategy is on behalf of law enforcement now that the National Guard coming in now as of this morning to go ahead and try to bring in the peace? What is their strategy?
Well, I think they have a strategy as of Sunday, which was yesterday, because prior to Sunday, Bill, there was no strategy, and we've been talking about that all weekend long, especially Friday and Saturday night. Now, the Governor Nixon, was very, very late in getting in the fray, if you will. He didn't arrive in Ferguson until Thursday. And what happened was, and it was really interesting, the dynamic that took place, because I was right there embedded with law enforcement, listening and watching as to what the strategy was. Well, the Ferguson Police Department and the St. Louis County Police Department was really handling this situation with the rioting and things up until the governor stepped in. When the governor stepped in, he just kind of took away all responsibility from both of those police departments, which really, really started a whole lot of the confusion. And that's when we brought in the state police.
But based on your experience, and how does that change things when the governor made that call?
Well, because when he made that call, Bill, he didn't involve any of the other two police departments in his decision making. I spoke with a number of Ferguson police officers on Saturday, and I'll tell you, they were very, very bitter to the state police because they felt like they just came in and gave the appearance as if the Ferguson police or St. Louis police could not handle the job, as if they were incompetent. That's why we saw that serious disconnect.
If the state police were not called in, do you think you would have been able to avoid what happened last Thursday night, or even what happened over the weekend, or what happened last night on Sunday evening?
No, I don't. But I also don't think that by bringing in the state police really helped a whole lot anyway, Bill. And let me tell you why. Look, I was out there all day Saturday, all day Sunday, talking to these same guys that we see with the bandanas on their head, Bill. And let me tell you, when I walk up to them and I ask them, what is it that you want?
Okay, I got your,
you know what they said to me? They said,
your
we want this police officer charged criminally for the homicide. And then the violence will stop. And we want this police chief to go.
Yanty.
And they want jobs. That's what they told me that they want. And they said, Rod, if we
We're gonna go to the medicine shop, Yanny. You want to come? Sure you do. Right, Mom?
Very nice people.
Yeah, they're very nice. I'm gonna ask to see if I can bring it in, introduce them.
Was that the leading on the ground? Because based on what you're saying, that wasn't the case.
No, it wasn't the case. Look, I was there.
I can't. I got a vacuum.
That we see on the
I got a
videotapes
vacuum.
here rioting and protesting.
Okay, that's the only thing that'll get it out.
And that's the whole.
Believe me, it's a waste of time using the oven. You won't
it's
get it
not
all
just
out.
about the police department, Bill, and this rioting is not just about the death of Michael Brown. It's about a number of issues, but I think the death of Michael Brown is what sparked all of the intense rioting. Real quickly, Bill, you know there's two sets of people there. You have organized protesters, what's being called peaceful protesters, and then you got the looters. Believe it or not, the idea, the objective is the same for both groups. How you achieve that objective is where the difference comes in.
The looters, do they live in Ferguson? Are they residents of that community?
I think it's a combination of both. And the only reason I say that is because what I did on Saturday, I followed a couple
There you go, honey.
of carloads of these guys that we see
How is she?
rioting. I followed them to see where they
What?
were
So
going.
far?
And
Oh,
you know
she's
what?
looking
They did go
great.
to the outer
Well,
cities.
she
They went to a
does
city
look
called
great.
Jennings.
Oh.
Some of them came from St. Louis.
That's
So
a
I think
movie
there's a
star.
But it's the
Maybe so.
inner mother.
Yeah.
It's the inner I love too.
Oh, that's interesting.
The
We haven't
inner
heard that
Yanny.
before. So they're either from Ferguson or
But you are good looking.
right? They're just coming to hang out
Oh
and join
my.
in. Many consider to be just off
Oh,
riding in the
Mom
streets.
thinks so.
Well, there was
You're
one
you're a
carload,
good
you know,
looking
of people
gal.
that I talked to on Saturday,
sure
a bunch of
is.
guys,
Yeah.
and I asked them where were they from. They said they had just arrived from New York City.
Amen.
And they were there
Alright.
to take
I
part
gotta
in the
change my.
protests. And these were young guys, a lot of these were young guys, and not to say that they were all bad, but they had the same sentiment as the people in Ferguson. They don't like what's going on with our government, and they don't like the fact of what happened to Michael Brown.
Now, one last question here. Based on your conversations with the police department in Ferguson,
Yeah, I
are they
don't
capable or
blame you,
not?
fellas, but you voted for
Ferguson Police Department is not capable.
You
I mean, they're
voted
not
for what you
capable.
did.
Once you
No,
lose
they
the
did.
trust and the
No,
support of
that's
your community,
different.
it's
They
very
did.
difficult
No,
to police.
it's different,
So I think
Mom.
going forward, they're going to have to switch
No,
up
they
or
they
bring in
didn't
somebody
vote
new at
for.
the helm.
Oh, the
But
mayor.
right now, they are not capable.
Yeah, that's kind of different. The
Interesting
mayor is
reporting by
white.
Wheeler. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
There is the room that we're waiting for the church for the Brown family
You know,
news
that's a
conference.
question.
It's
That's a
little
good
bit over
question.
The time that they expected to get
You
started.
know?
We expect them to walk in there any moment, and we will take you as soon as they do.
Yeah,
And in the meantime,
I'm
Brown
confused
has
on
been
something.
remembered, of course, for making
No.
millions of
The
people smile
mayor
throughout his
of
life.
Ferguson
Went the
is
extra
a
mile, it
white
turns out, for a young
person.
woman who was hoping to meet the
If there was
legendary
more
comedian
black
before she
than
died.
white,
The
why
hopeful
was he
message
elected?
That he left a terminally ill fan before he
Get
took
it?
his own life.
They're complaining. They're saying,
Possible
you know,
presidential candidate for 2006.
the police are mainly white.
That could end
But the
bribery.
huh?
This is not the way that we settle
Well, it could be,
differences,
but I'm
political
saying.
You better
differences in
believe
this
it.
country.
They love
You
to
don't
have
do it with
bribery.
indictments.
Uh-huh.
We settle our political differences at the ballot box.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease is tough, but I've managed.
All right. You ready
I
to
got to be
go?
pretty good at
Uh,
managing my symptoms.
Yeah, might as well go. I'm
Managing
gonna
my
ask
symptoms
him.
was all I was doing. When I finally told my doctor, he said my Crohn's was not under control. He said Humira is for adults like me who've tried other medications but still experience the symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease. And then in clinical studies, the majority of patients on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
If you're still just managing your symptoms, ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
And the intention of all
These can put,
Just a minute.
put this in the refrigerator.
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute.
I like dogs. I like cats. I like horses. Moo cows.
Hello. 3 grams daily of beta-glucan, a soluble fiber from whole grain oat foods like Cheerios, can help lower cholesterol.
Hey, Brian, why?
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything because they're not only first impression of you, but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of designs, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com. And for mobile offers, text TV to 70702.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant. And all the things that Diamond stands for. Just the professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful. Just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Okay, no problem,
Back to the live news conference there. A bit delayed right now. Dr. Michael Bond will take questions in a matter of moments. Apparently,
I can't take her in. You know,
well
Brian has to worry about the company he's in.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I understand. It's okay. I'm not mad at you.
Told him on behalf of the family.
No, he's so...
Yeah, honey, I can't take you inside the medicine shop. There's some. It's not because of you, and not because of the owner. I know Brian. He's a very nice guy. He'll do anything for Enid. He'll do anything for me. But I sensed in his hesitation that the company, if they ever found out that a video was sent, to showing the inside of the company.
Where we have heard many stories about
you want to stay?
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to see.
well, okay. Well, Mom Enid will talk to you, and I'll go get the drugs. I'm very sorry. I could do that at Walmart. There's some places I just can't do it, and I asked permission. And
in this news conference with them as well in just a moment, and we expect to get more breaking news. And we'll take you there.
Well, you know, Mother, eventually you might be driving because it'll be all control. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, you don't have to drive. I mean, it drives you. They've got cars like that right now, Yanni. I'd be a little scared because there are some cars that are still being operated by human. I don't know how they work together. Do you? That's kind of dangerous. So, anyways,
this individual was stopped driving while drunk.
Anyways,
she had almost 3 times the legal limit of alcohol.
So anyways, honey, I'm going to leave you with Mom, Enid, and I'm going to show Mom Enid something. I hope Mom Enid will do it. Mom Enid, I want you to look at something here. See, when it goes out, you just keep pressing this button until the picture comes back, right here. It makes a beep. Yeah, that one right there. So when it goes out, press it, press it, press it. Press it. Hear it? That's what it, okay. So when that goes out, phase out picture-wise, just keep pressing that. Let's see what it's got. Let's see. I should be back. Press it again.
Get used. You'll be back real quick.
Okay. Yes. But do you see that? Okay. Now I'm gonna go, honey. I gotta go to the drugstore. I'm gonna leave you with Mommy, and she'll explain. Brian's a real nice guy. He ain't do anything for us, but we're taking advantage because his company's really.
He's movie star handsome.
Oh,
isn't he?
I am.
You and
I am.
And he.
Oh my. Okay, Yanni, I'll be back. Okay, Mom, I'll be back. I'm just getting your medicine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And. All right, I'll see you. I gotta keep my.
Joe, what do you think? Is this?
I gotta change my pants, Mother.
Yeah, I think you do. I'll sew those. Hey,
I thought you had sewn them. That's why I saw them on the steps.
Yeah, well, I didn't have enough heavy threads.
Oh, okay.
And I needed.
Oh, I think Hobby Lobby would have that.
Yeah, and
You need the nylon.
Just any kind.
Well, not everything's heavy thread. You want to get the real strong kind.
Yeah, and then a big eye in the needle.
You know, there's a lot. You've got a lot of threads.
I know I do, but they're not all.
Huh?
They aren't all. You know,
right.
It takes a lot of thread sometimes. Now, you take them off, and I will, and if I have the right things, I will pick it. You know, I need to mend a lot of stuff. I think I'll go to the dressmaker and have her alter some of my clothes.
Right. Now, how do you press it, Mom?
Yeah.
It says return. Right there. Okay?
It's long,
Yeah.
semi-long.
No. Right here. Yeah, right here, next to this long one.
Yeah, this
Right
is
above.
the big long. And I'm
Okay? The return. Return. Okay?
All right.
All right.
They will be addressing you momentarily.
Don't go yapping.
I'm going to change.
No gossiping now.
Huh?
No gossiping.
No gossip. Bragging.
They did not know whether the
Andy,
officials
everybody in town, when they see him, they write a book and want to really talk to him, and they ask him all kinds of questions. Some were reading Bibles, and others were memorizing verses, and you know, and well, what does this one mean? Oh gosh, he just loves that. Because he always wanted to be a professor, you know, in a university. That was one of his dreams too. And I think when he gets his doctorate, you know, in that, I think he will be. That's one of the things he loves to do, to teach people and how to handle various things.
That this is only a preliminary report.
It's really funny, and we have a lot of fun. Oh, I can't wait till you get with us. We'll be rolling on the floor laughing all the time. Oh my, oh my. So he looks a lot older in pictures than he really does look in just nothing. I'm old. in regular clothing and shirts that have shirt sleeves and all. But he really does. He looks a lot younger than he does in the pictures.
Now, why do you fix it? All right.
How many?
Until you get the picture. You press it until you get the picture.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Hurry. And take care of the highway. But he really, you know, it's funny.
I gotta go the restroom. Woo! Had coffee.
Very important. Doing thousands and thousands of
I always liked
autopsies, as he explains.
men
you
with,
want all
if they were
information you can get.
blonde
This
haired,
hotel's
you
part of the
know,
story.
like hair,
Also,
because
the clothes have to be
they really,
that will talk
and
about
I just, that was just one of my
so forth. He
things.
explains as only he can explain.
I like everybody. If they like me and we have fun.
The witness accounts.
I like
the
that.
eyewitness accounts.
I've got a few
which is so very important
things that
into bringing the full story together.
people just aren't.
And what does this preliminary
Didn't like, but I liked them. I just dropped them, you know.
That the witness accounts were true. That he was shot multiple times.
I'm looking at the screen
one
of
of those things.
I'll be back, Mom.
All right, hurry.
Be back, honey.
No, I don't have a cent. Oh, wait a minute. There's 2 quarters there in your tray.
Where?
In
okay.
car.
All right, bye.
Bye. We are on.
And you all have reported on many of the witness accounts when they said his hands was up.
We're starving ourselves this week because we had some kind of an accident, and we're making it up.
From this point, with this preliminary autopsy,
we're not starving. I'm just kidding.
So we can.
We're not going to fancy places or anything. Of course, we really don't like fancy places.
his mother and
you
father
have to sit
and their
still,
family, they
and
had just
of course you can do.
a few questions
If they have a
for
dance
Dr.
floor,
Biden,
it's okay, but
and that is
I don't know. I like to
the
just
first question was
let
how
myself
many
go
times
and
was
have
he
fun.
shot? And so that question
Oh
was answered
gosh.
at least initially.
You will probably have
As Dr. Biden met with the mother,
really
she had
problems
the
with
leading
your.
question as any mother would have.
What did you say to
Was my child in pain? And Dr.
Lane
Biden
about
shared with her, in his opinion, he did not
you had some
suffer.
trouble with your hair or your face or what?
And then
I thought
lastly,
you looked like scrumptious.
his mother wanted to ask the question that Dr. Biden
And everybody
nor
that
any of
sees
the
your
lawyers
picture
could answer.
raves about it. Boy,
What else do we need to
we
give
didn't
them
know
to
you
arrest the
were
killer
there.
of my child?
That you were going to marry what is it now? A movie star? Yeah. They all look
Attorney
at that.
Darryl
Oh,
Parks
wow.
address you, and
And
then
by
Attorney
oops,
Gray will
let me
address you,
go here.
and
One.
then we will have Dr. Biden and Professor Parcell come and try to
Here,
give
I
all
think
of
I
us
can
a
get that.
little lesson
Oh, I
on
got it.
pathology.
I got
Thank
it.
you, Attorney Parks. Thank you.
I'm learning.
Like this,
There's so many gadgets around here.
evidence becomes very important.
Your future
And
husband,
it's so
he's just
important that the
loves
facts in this
to
case really get out.
invent.
This case has suffered
So if
from
you
a
see
lack of
strange things
transparency
around you,
of the- I'm actually gonna-
are
I'm
in
gonna
your
hold up
house,
and show them
you'll
something.
know what that's
And
all about.
you heard Attorney Crump say there was multiple shots.
My
There are
dad
two
was
shots
like
that I want
that.
to focus on for my purpose
He
right here
couldn't.
today because
He had.
they become important.
Well, that was
because they
his
show
business to
that the direction
invent
of the bullet
things,
was in
and
a
he
back
did.
to front direction.
And
The first one is what we will
it was
call
a
what
lot
we
of
call
fun,
the
and
kill
I like
shot.
to do that
The one
myself.
when Attorney Crump was
Make
speaking that he wouldn't have suffered from is right here.
things
At the apex of his
happen
head,
that had
there was
never
a very,
probably
very
been used
severe and clear
before.
injury. At the apex, the very top, that
I
went
just
from
love to do
back
things like
to
that.
front position.
Oh, we have.
Also,
I've seen
there's a second
the
shot
big
to the head that
screen
you
we
speak
have.
about. That shot
We
is
have
here.
two
There's a little dot
screens.
on the diagram that you see
One
right by
in
his hairline. That bullet ran there and came
where
out
we have our
near the eye
meals
area.
usually, and
That's very important
one in
because it
this
shows
room, which is a sort of
back
a
to front
catch-all
for
room.
both of those. And it supports what the witnesses said
one,
about him
the
trying to
large
surrender
one,
to the officer. And his head
got
was in a
last
down position.
Christmas.
Had to be for what had happened.
and then the really large one screen. It was just like
And
a
we
movie
believe that given those
theater.
kind of facts, this officer should have been
And then
arrested.
we have
Those things speak for
one that's
themselves.
is
Why would he be shot at the very top of his
a
head?
little smaller.
6'4" man.
And then of course there's
Makes no sense.
a few that
And
we
so,
have straight around the house.
That's what we
that,
have. And that's why we
really
need
small.
those two things alone are ample evidence for this officer.
Well, I think
to
we
be
have.
arrested.
Let's see. What I suppose I'm borrowing.
Everyone. I want
Boring
to continue
you.
the call. and the
I
plea
sometimes get
for
started
those that are
and
reporting,
can't stop.
for those that are investigating this case,
Oh
to
gosh.
remain fair, to
And,
remain balanced, and to look at this case for
I
what it
always
is.
like to see the
I can
kids
see that
when
there's
I go down.
very
We used to go
disturbing
downtown.
divide that's developing in our
And
community. And this
about a
is
block
not what
away,
we initially came
you know how
to the
big
community
a block
called
is?
for.
It's a
Our call
one.
was for fairness. It was for transparency.
I'd
We had to
say
have this autopsy so we can have information at our fingertips that we can then explain to those that have called me on multiple occasions. And I have not been able to say a word.
not a mile, but
And I have
quarter
not
of a mile
spoken to
to
anybody
see.
about what I knew personally.
We,
So this is this opportunity
all of a
to get
sudden
this information out.
when I was going
One
down,
thing that I will address
I
from a
was,
factual standpoint, I saw a news report this
teaching.
morning, and
still
one of
teaching.
the,
And
I'm not sure if he was an officer
things.
or not, but one
There's a
person reported
snake person
last night may have been
from
spurred
one
by,
end of the
triggered
block
by
to
the release
the
of this
other.
autopsy. Let me just tell
And
you for a
everybody
fact
turned and looked,
that this
where was
autopsy came
Mrs.
out 2 hours
Nickerson?
later after the
Next thing
law
I knew, I
enforcement
was
decision,
inundated with
authorities made a
all
decision
kinds of,
to converge on the crowd. And
let's see,
so
I'll
they want to
fix
make a
something.
connection between the release of this information and what happened last night. That connection is misplaced.
Grown-ups
Thank you so much.
besides the kids. Oh, here's my teacher. Here's my art
And now we will
teacher.
call Dr. Mike Bodden and
And,
Professor Sean Parcells to
so-
discuss about their autopsy findings.
And it was fun to get a compliment this way. Somebody said
We're here as forensic scientists.
was talking,
We're
and
looking
he said,
for
I
information
suppose
that is
Enid
from the autopsy
Nickerson
and other
would
scientific studies that will
not
allow us
not
to
to be
eventually
known around here
reach
anymore.
final conclusions.
And
But
the
the
other
question
person
that is asked to me
turned and said,
most commonly in these types
"Why?
of
Why not?"
situations,
And I said, "She said
when
you won't
somebody
believe
dies
it, but
after an encounter
or
with
won't believe
police,
it, but
anywhere
we'll
in this
never
country,
forget
everywhere in other
Mrs.
countries too,
Nickerson."
when it's predictable that there may be
she was
concerns
you could gotten in,
and that
she got into
the parents
everything.
of the decedent
And
doesn't trust the government because
and the
the
kids,
government
the
has
kids
first
love
breath.
doing things like that.
And
so do I. I'm
and
still a
they,
kid at heart.
request a second autopsy, independent
Oh,
autopsy,
well.
and this is not uncommon. A third is very uncommon. That's going to happen today, tomorrow, with the federal government, I understand.
They changed the subject.
So that, and the reason for it is, as Mr. Crump has
I always
indicated,
said I would
is that
marry
when there
a
isn't
man that was
transparency,
blonde.
I was
I don't know
medical
why.
examiner, chief medical examiner in New York City.
I always liked
for some
blonde
25
hair
years
on
as I
a
worked there.
guy.
We had a number of
And now,
examiners.
of course,
And what we
with
found in New York
Dyron
City was that the sooner the information goes out, the sooner the family
the
is
pharmacy,
talked
he has
to.
black
The family has a
hair.
right to know.
And he looks
how
very,
their
very
loved one
nice that
died.
way. In fact, they chose him to be on TV once because of that. But
concerns over
well, I was going to
not getting told the truth.
marry a
And very
blonde.
simple things
And I
found on
did.
day one
Would
of
you
the
believe
autopsy,
it?
as you know with other
Nick,
sudden
that's
deaths.
my husband.
And gunshot wounds and stab wounds. But
Passed
the next
away.
day, the autopsy results come out and
He was blonde.
answers these kind of
The
questions.
hair was
How many bullet wounds?
white, almost
And most
white from
important,
being
did my loved
blonde.
one suffer?
And of course, he was in the tropics, and that lightened his
these
hair even
questions
more.
on day one on the basis of the injuries, such
And I
as
have pictures of him.
when
and
there's a
I'm going to listen.
bullet wounds in the brain, that
just to
causes
put
immediate loss of consciousness. At
away
that
a
point.
lot of pictures, but
and
I'm going to
telling
try
that the
to.
family can
If
often be,
we can only move and we
very,
can get some space, I'm going to
helpful
do
and trying time for family.
give you an
So,
album of
That's
our
why we were called.
family,
I must say, when we were called,
and
Mr.
so
Crump
that
said
you
they'd be
can
trying
see,
to
and
get
I'll
the federal,
write
the
some
FBI, the
little
federal
note
government
on
involved.
who it is
Without,
and why,
without
and so
success
forth.
at that time, and that's why they wanted me to come in and shortly after we started the autopsy.
The funny thing, other
which
funny thing,
terrified, I'm sorry.
is my father
After we started the
had
autopsy,
coal black hair
then it was announced that they were going to do
for
another
hair.
autopsy, which is
You
fine.
know, he was
Because
a Frenchman,
it shows
and
the
lots
interest
of
and
the
the
Frenchmen
concern
were
the federal
that
government
way,
has
and he
in
was
this kind of death.
and very
And
handsome.
You're here, all here,
Whoopsie do. Here we go.
many black men die of accidents, of homicide.
My goodness, that
every
thing
day in
goes
this country.
fast when it gets
And
going.
rarely, and never, as far as
But I
can
learned
recall,
something.
has the President of the United States got involved.
I'll remember that.
The only other time the President got involved, I remember, was when Charles Manson
Let's see.
did his thing. And he got
I'm
deported those times,
I'm
and he was
dealing
very
with
upset by it. But not in a
Henri,
civil rights way. So I think that,
washing
understanding what's happening. And one
and
thing
I
I
don't
want
want to
to
leave
add
it
here, though,
for very long
Mary Case
because
is the chief
it
medical
gets
examiner in St. Louis
gets
County.
really
And she's
temperamental.
a very excellent forensic pathologist.
And I'm sure her work
I like
will turn out to be
a lot
very,
of gadgets.
very excellent when it's released. But
But,
again, it hasn't been released yet. And the family
I see.
wants
You
to
got,
know
there's a line on the,
certain simple questions
oh,
that so far
there's
we've
my
been able to
picture.
answer. Sean Parcells
And
has
there's,
been instrumental in the
He's-
autopsy.
he's got a high
evaluation.
forehead,
I
of
don't know if you
course.
want to point out anything
and
on the anatomy
he
of the gunshot
was
wounds.
reddish blonde. He had
That
red
beautiful
hair and
drawing.
mixed it with the blonde.
First of all, I'm Professor Sean
When he was a
Parcells,
baby,
and I
they
would
brought
like to
him in
thank everyone for bringing me into
right
this
after
case,
he
and
was
we're here
born
for the
and
family
all cleaned up.
to answer questions
And he
about what
had
happened to Michael Brown. And I
red
want you
hair.
guys to understand that when an
Reddish
autopsy is
blonde
done,
hair.
that we look at the body
I
in
don't
an
know.
anatomical position.
I guess just by
This
thinking
is the
that,
anatomical position.
I'll always
This is
have
not how we
a
stand, how we
reddish
walk.
blonde around
but
here.
medically speaking, we like to describe wounds
And
this way.
I love him.
And
Now I
as
like
you
any
all
color
know,
hair,
Dr.
as long
Bodden
as
and I
there's
concluded that he was
hair.
shot at least 6 times.
And my
We've got
father,
one
he
to the very top of
lost
the
his
head,
hair.
the apex.
Pretty,
We've got one
you know.
that entered just above the right eyebrow. We've got one
But when he
that
went
entered
back
the top
here, he was
part of the
very
right
handsome
arm.
with that.
We've got a graze wound, a superficial graze wound.
He used to like
to
to
the middle
climb
part of the
trees
right arm.
when we were.
We've got
I did
a
for
wound that entered
myself.
the medial
One time, I've got the
aspect
idea
of the
to do
right
that
arm.
myself
got
as a little
a
girl.
Deep graze wound that
Excuse
produced a
me.
laceration to the palm of the right
And
hand.
so I tried
these
climbing the
two,
tree,
where the
and I got
X's
my
are,
foot stuck
represent
in
what
like
Dr. Bodden and I feel are
where the
possible
two
re-entry wounds.
branches got together.
The wound
I
that
couldn't get out.
hit the forehead right
I
above
heard
the
some
right
screaming in the house,
actually came out
and they
right around the
in
right
my
eye and went
backyard.
back in. And then
Came
it
running
exited
out.
again right here
And
in
I,
the jawline
now I think it took about
and came out and went
20
back
minutes or
into the
so to
right
get
shoulder.
my foot out of that
That's from one
darn
bullet.
tree.
Now we
Well, I was
have
about
to
3
confirm that
years
with the
old.
first autopsy. This wound right here to the
Well, if my
side
father
of the
could do it,
chest
I
is
think I
also
could
a
do it
possible
too.
re-entry wound. Now,
Oh
which
my.
wound on the
We
arm
have
that correlates to,
I
we're
guess
not
you
sure.
think
We have to
we're
correlate all of this with the first
crazy,
autopsy.
but we have a lot
And
of
the other
had a
critical
lot of
point that I
fun.
want everyone to be very clear on is that this wound to the medial aspect
When
of the
last
right
I saw
arm,
you,
just
it
generally
was
speaking,
I'll put this
happened
again.
right about here. So what Dr. Bodden and I
I
feel
started
that
to ask
occurred,
you about
and by the
cooking.
way, this red mark
You know, I
is
knew
showing
I
that
never
same
could
wound.
cook
This is not a
because
separate
my
wound.
mother
This is showing the
didn't
same
want me to
wound
learn to
in
cook.
the same location
I
in that
don't know
arm,
why.
but
She
you're
just,
looking at it from the
you
back.
know, it's just kind of
And
strange.
as the attorneys were saying, there was a witness
she,
statement that said that he was
said
walking
that-
away and the gun
and
goes
she would
off and he kind
hide,
of jerks.
uh,
So the question asked to us
she would
was,
hide her
could that
recipes
wound
or
occur from
memorize
him
them,
walking away
so I
and
couldn't
then he
find
turns
out how they
around?
were made.
It's consistent with that. However,
I
understand
I
too
don't
that
know
while
about
the
that,
shot
but
could have come
I
from
had
the back,
friends tell me,
because if I'm
oh, she
standing
was just,
here
she
walking
just
along and
wanted
get
to
shot from that direction, you see I
have
pull my
something
arm
that
up, it's in that
you
singular
couldn't
area.
do.
The arm is a very mobile part of your
And,
body. So it also could have occurred when he was putting his hands
doozy.
up. So I put my hands up and you see where that wound is at. It could have
She
happened if he
wouldn't,
put his arms across in a defensive manner.
I wanted
We
to
don't know. And we still have to
draw
look
and
at other
do
aspects
things.
of this investigation
And
before we
she,
can really
she
start
did
piecing
everything to
things
keep
together.
me from doing that.
Dr. Bond?
Because she wanted to be the
Yeah,
artist of the family, and she didn't want
attorneys
me to
behind me thought that there might be a question
take over
among you. We're here to
the title.
seated young woman.
Oh my. This was really
that Michael Brown was shot while rushing the police officer.
There could be consistent with his going forward or going backward, but they're for the front. And if he was shot
going forward, he would collapse right away. The problem, yeah, so it's possible. There are a number of different possibilities to that. Yeah, the question was how far away. Yes, we can tell certain distance. We can tell the distance from the muzzle of the gun to the body and the body's clothing. If there's the closer the weapon is to the body, the more powder residue there'll be on the body and the skin and the clothing. In this instance, there's no gunshot residues
I'm looking at
on
the
the
TV
skin
that
surface. So that the muzzle of the gun was at least 1 or 2 feet away, the muzzle at the time of discharge. It could have been 30 feet away, and it would be the same thing. But in order to confirm about that, we also have to look at the clothing, which we haven't had the opportunity to look at because sometimes the clothing can filter out gunshot residues.
Healed. I just go into hysterics.
6 bullets struck him.
I don't
6
have
bullets
no,
struck,
I've never
2 may have re-entered, and 3 bullets were recovered at the first autopsy.
I don't care
So according to our report,
background is.
there were the 2 head wounds.
They have
and
lived.
The bullet in the chest stayed in the body
really
and were removed at the first autopsy from our examination of the body. One of the things that's going to be important for us to see is the X-rays. The old black and white X-rays that will show where the bullets were before the autopsy was started.
Oh, no.
And that's documented in X-rays taken before an autopsy in a gunshot wound case.
I love children.
Yes, I spoke with Dr. Mary Case, and they did all the proper X-ray photographs, and they should be available at some time.
Horses. I like
whether
cows.
Today or whether
just about
3
any
or 4 months from
animal.
now, all depends on what the prosecutor wants to do. That Mary Case could have told you everything I'm telling you on day 1, but often in an investigation like this, it's not uncommon for prosecutors not to want information released.
And I don't like
but
anything
I think in my
like that.
experience, when that happens, it only makes the community more upset.
I don't know why. It's sometimes my voice is. It's from my tonsils. It's from my tonsillectomy. My mother thought that I was one of the first to get a tonsillectomy.
I think at some point,
pretty bad, and that took my singing voice away. I had a pretty, fairly decent voice.
In the Los Angeles, St. Louis,
but that ended that.
County Police Agency, normally, they're going to be looking
well, I
at
want to tell you this.
It's up to them when the
I
defense,
say,
not defense, families
it isn't
will have access to it. So at some time, there will be access to it and the results. As far as the other part of the question was, any signs of struggle. There weren't signs of the struggle. In talking about struggle, one of the things that the attorneys have also asked for is the medical examination of the officer who was in a struggle. So
straight with you. I know you have a lot of
injury to the officer,
I don't think
Michael Brown are both needed.
I
One
think
thing is
you
that
should
there
share
are
your
abrasions around the right side of
dogs
Mr. Brown's
with other people
face. They were rubbing against the
because
ground,
they need
which
a lot of loving.
happened, as best we can tell, when after the gunshot wounds he fell
you
flat down,
go
unprotected,
away,
and got those abrasions. Otherwise,
they really do.
no evidence of a
And
struggle.
then and you're going to go away lots of times. If I have to say.
Medical examiner, the FBI for
And,
the defense,
or ever
family to
or never in a bed.
see what happened to the officer.
I don't sleep right now, unless of course if we're out in the wilds and they want to save me.
Our autopsy that we did, the first autopsy at the
Anyway,
county
that's the
second one
way
was
I
at
feel
the,
about it. And so in my house,
Arthur Lane Funeral Home, where the
You
body
know,
was delivered for
that
burial.
oh, here he is.
That the thing is,
And it was about
they haven't been to court yet,
No.
and he's doing like a court
Well, we
proceeding.
can't answer that till we see the county.
Oh, they're also hickish. They don't know what it looks like. That's
50 years or so, is
to
that
be
they're going to be very similar.
proper, you know.
I think
So I want to finish that because I
And they say, why wasn't the
love
policeman arrested?
Yes.
And
Yeah, I know. That's,
it's a mess. You got your medicine.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Annie. Oh, Mom did a good job. She pressed the button, huh?
I got, we had fun.
Well, you know, honey.
Uh-huh.
I mean, no, Yanty. Honey.
Oh, I'm a honey.
She's my mom, honey. Honey, Yanty. How's that?
That's better.
Yanty, honey. That's Enid,
How
honey.
about sweetheart?
I'm gonna sign off now because I need to get some battery power in this thing. I'm gonna fix Mother's. What?
We were in a deep discussion.
Oh, excuse
I don't
me.
want to leave her thinking
So I'm interrupting.
Yes, and you watch it. And keep your mouth shut and listen.
Bye, honey. Let you talk to Mom.
I want you to sit.
Mom, Enid. No. Do I need to be here?
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5. 5. 5. Okay. You go ahead. Go ahead, Mom.
I'm explaining.
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm going to do your pills.
How I love animals.
Oh, yes.
I'm just crazy over them.
Oh, about her aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Careful.
But just like too many people around sometimes, I need to have quiet. You know. But I think they want to be out and running and everything. So you should have somebody that you can trust and to have to take them out and have fun with them.
Can she have a dog here?
Oh yes. Well,
okay.
They can go. But I'm trying to tell her that they need certain things that we don't need.
Right.
And they always, and so, but that isn't because I don't love them.
Right.
I think they're wonderful animals. They save so many lives, and they're just wonderful. I have a friend who has an animal. I just go crazy over her. Big, beautiful, gorgeous Eskimo type. And oh my, she was, but I can't get near her too much because she doesn't know her.
Oh, you're learning.
Yeah.
Good. That's
she
good.
Doesn't know. She does not know her own strength. That's one thing.
Uh-huh.
You and your pet have to go be careful. She knocked the.
They could have a temper.
Yeah.
Even a Siamese cat.
She loves me.
How about the Siamese cat?
Oh, we have had a Siamese cat.
And she was temperamental.
She's temperamental.
Yeah.
But you can have one, but I never allowed a cat or anything on the counter.
They get the blood and everything
I
out.
never did.
I don't think she does either.
I don't think that is
I don't think she
clean,
does
you
either.
know.
Embalming
They
fluids, etc. So we have to
have
wait
germs
for the,
that we never thought
Finicky.
of.
They're finicky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It depends how
And so
quickly they're
we
rushed.
have to do
The
that.
toxicology
And my
should be
cat
able to be done in a
never
week
climbed
or two. But
on
oftentimes
that.
it gets on the
I didn't coach her.
No, she's got to, and you know what you do? You go this to her, up to her,
Swat 'em.
and you swat them in the nose.
Right, or with a little piece of paper or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless they've been
And
abused that
so
way.
I say no.
Yeah, right.
And she got the hint. She's a very, very smart cat. Well, I'll tell you one time. I'll tell you. I'll keep on going, and I'll tell you next time how the crazy things she did. Smart things. Believe me, she was almost human. Okay, listen, dear. I love you. He loves you. We all love you. And I want to be with you. I want you to. Oh, I can't wait till we get together and can see each other whenever we want to. Okay? Bye.
Bye, honey. Honey, Yanty. I love Honey Enid too.
I'll bust him in the head if he doesn't.
Go, do it, do it. I dare you, I dare you. Dare you. Ow! Bye, honey. I love you. Miss you.
I do all the joy, you know.